Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Darren Harriott, Zoe Lyons and Ed Gamble, James Acaster, Hugh Dennis and Angela Barnes. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Is it a card signed by everyone in North Korea?
Presumably Donald is thinking that he's really delighted he's got a card, but given his political background, he's thinking, I really hope that's not from Clinton's.
It's also nice he's turned it around so you can see the back of the envelope, because otherwise we'd find out what the address... That would be a massive security risk.
Is it even an envelope, or is this Donald Trump getting his Klan hood back from the dry cleaner?
Oh, what, so he's not a racist now?
Is that Donald Trump doing a hilarious prank where when you lift up the flap, he's got his willy poking out?
Has he intercepted Melania's plea for help?
Is Trump thinking, thanks for the envelope, but I also ordered fried rice?
Is this...
Oh, what? I know.
Is this what it looks like when someone over 70 receives an email?
It looks like he's making the envelope talk. Just like he's holding it and just doing a little mime and being like, don't bomb us, Donnie's a nice guy, really.
But he would do it in, like, a really awful North Korean fake accent, wouldn't he? Surely.
Yeah. But don't set me up for that.
I reckon, knowing Donald Trump's intellect, he's probably had a stationary mishap and superglued himself to an envelope about 3 weeks ago. He's just trying to style it out.
Is this actually a prank being played on him by Kim Jong-un? All to do with his collusion with Russia. When he opens the envelope, there's actually a smaller envelope inside, and when he opens it again, there's...
Does anyone know what the correct answer is?
Yes. This is the two leads in the 2018 remake of You Got Mail.
They're meeting in the White House to discuss the upcoming summit between North Korea and the United States.
That's very good. Thank you very much. Hugh. Very good. This is a picture of Donald Trump and North Korean official Kim Yong-chol in the Oval Office, taken by official White House photographer Sheeta Craighead. Trump was receiving a letter from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, thought to be about their nuclear weapons summit in Singapore next week.
Singapore?
Yeah.
Singapore. And apparently Singapore are going to cover the costs for North Korea, which is very nice of them.
They're going to put him up in the presidential suite.
Yes.
I'm livid about that. He's not a president, Dara. He's a third supreme leader. He should be put up in a...
Supreme leader.
Third Premier in.
What concessions are we hoping that North Korea will make at this? What would be a triumph at this?
Well, they're going to denuclearise the peninsula, apparently.
Yep.
I don't quite know what that means, really.
It means to take the nuclear away.
OK.
Yes.
It's a science guy.
Yeah, it's always good to have you here, isn't it?
Someone's been texting Brian Cox again.
Has he replied yet, Dara?
No, still waiting.
A long string of iMessages with Dara going, please, Brian, say something back to me.
It is just depressing. It's every week it's going to be Donald Trump again, isn't it, now, from here to eternity?
Yes.
And all I think when I see Donald Trump... Now, I get the same thought in my head as I get after a particularly painful bikini wax. Bush wasn't that bad.
I think the whole big envelope thing is really... That's going to be the start of the end of the world. Like, he's got a big envelope. Trump will have to send back an even bigger envelope to Kim. And then he'll send back another big... Until there's just one massive envelope that blocks out the sun, and that's the end of the world.
Somebody will go Jiffy at some point. They'll take it up a level.
You've got to bump it up with a Jiffy, haven't you?
I'm going Jiffy.
I wish that Jiffy wasn't also a condom brand, the way you just said that.
It's a condom with bubble wrap.
For her pleasure.
Gives you something to do, Dara.
It'd be very difficult to pop. What are you doing? Are you not enjoying this? No, I'm not bored. I think pop. killing time. Pop. Stop doing that. This is an act of intimate love. I know. I love you. Pop.
Sometimes I don't like being in this seat.
Don't like that window of my lovemaking.
It's
you know.
right next to you, pretending to pop a bubble wrap with your vagina.
Is that why people say, I'll be with you in a jiffy?
That applause is sort of what it sounds like when you really go for it wearing it.
What changes is Trump making to his lifestyle, actually?
He's on a diet.
He's apparently on a diet, yes.
Yeah, he said he wants to lose a stone. The only way Trump's going to lose a stone is if he kills Mick Jagger.
Trump's already lost 6 stone. His wife.
I think he thought it might be provocative going to talks about denuclearisation if he himself weighed 3 megatons.
I'm quite happy that Trump is the size he is, because at least, you know, as a woman, you can see him coming, you know. Worse than a fat Trump is a stealth Trump. You don't want that.
Aerodynamic Trump.
You don't want a stealth Trump creeping up on you, do you? Going, hey, 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 you know.
I'm glad he's on a diet. It's about time he got impeach body ready.
That is the oddest reaction I've ever had to an audience.
You all groaned and then applauded. You skipped a laugh, and you know what? I'll take it.
Which Kim did Trump manage to meet?
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian, yes.
That is a photo of the arse that broke the internet standing next to Kim Kardashian.
Good on her. Everyone having a go at her.
Yeah,
Being all like, "Oh, you just take selfies of your own butt all the time. You can't go in there and talk to the president." And but then she probably, you know, those things aren't mutually exclusive. Just because you can take a photo of your own butt and have interest in prison reform. It's not pick a team, is it? Do what you want. You sound like do both of those. You like science,
Yeah.
and stars and the galaxy.
And taking photos of his arse.
And taking photos of my butt. Yeah, I do. My Instagram account is locked, I'll say that, but...
Oh, and what I wouldn't give to find that key.
Out of interest, how do you take the selfies of your own butt?
Of my own butt? Yeah. OK, I have a curved stick. And a complex set of mirrors involving angles and stuff. Brian Cox set it up for me with the physics. How has Trump angered his allies around the world?
He's introduced tariffs.
He has.
On steel and aluminium, although we might... on the UK, on the EU, although we might get away with that because they don't call it aluminium, do they? They call it aluminum.
You really think you will evade any international tariffs by the thing will come in and they won't recognise the word aluminium?
They'll go, is this aluminum? And we'll go, no.
The EU put tariffs on snuff, which is really going to annoy any 19th century aristocrats.
I love snuff.
Do you?
Yeah, I popped some before. Give me a bit of courage to do this show. Did a little bit of snuff.
No, James, you did cocaine.
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to James Hugh Now we play a round called Kim Jong Fun. This game involves Darren and Angela. So if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round's a stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is work. Who wants to come in that? Darren.
Hey, I used to have a job. Well, like a normal job. I used to work as a bouncer. And when I worked as a bouncer, you get a lot of insults. No one ever tells you about the insults that you get. I'll tell you the worst insult I ever got, right? It was from a student, little shit. Nah, keep raising those fees, right? This student, right, he was causing trouble. I chucked him out. He just looked at me and he went, yeah, you're a bouncer. Is that what you always wanted to be? There was no moment I realised I wanted to be a bouncer. It's not like I was in school as a kid And my teacher sent me out the class for talking, and I stood next to the door and I was like, actually, I'm pretty good at this. I never worked nice places, right? I worked this one place in South London, really rough, right? On my first day, they put me on search, and I was searching people, patting people down as you do. This guy walks in, he has a bit of an attitude, right? In his pocket, he has one of those, like, utility things with different parts. And as I'm searching him, I've said, oh, you've probably forgotten this, but you can't take that in because it's got a little blade on it. And he looked at me and he went, yeah, but it's also got a comb and a nail file. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not scared you're going to go in and open a salon, right? That's not the worry here, mate. And he goes, all right, what about this? And he reaches down, and I swear to God, he pulls out a 9-inch blade. Like, the blade was so big, I could see my own terrified reflection. I'm dealing with this guy for about an hour outside the club. He gets so angry. He said probably the scariest but most beautifulest thing I've ever heard anybody say ever. With complete anger on his face, looking at me, he just goes, I gave you the knife because I want to dance.
Thank you, Sam. That leaves us with Angela. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And it's relationships.
Oh. Hello. I am in a relationship, ladies and gentlemen. I've been with my fella for 4 years, which is frankly a miracle, because I was single for a really long time before I met, like an embarrassingly long time. You know, I thought it was terminal. Some people find it very easy to get into relationships. They bounce from one to the next, no bother at all. I didn't find it that easy. Did you know even Oscar Pistorius managed to get himself a girlfriend when he was under house arrest? That's not fair, is it? She must have been shitting herself. Largely because it was safer than using the bathroom. I love that moment while you decide whether that's all right or not. I met my fella online, and I loved internet dating. Here's my little trick, right? If you're going to do it, what you do is you treat it like a game, like a hobby. Like I kept a spreadsheet of all my results. You know, no, because you meet some glorious losers along the way. I went on 2 dates. This one guy, I thought he could have been the one. Could have been so much so that I invited him round to my house for dinner, and he came round, and we went to bed together because it's the 21st century and I'm a slag. And, what I like, right? And we were about to get down to it, and he said something to me no one's ever said to me before. He said, Angela, I'd really like it if you'd let me cover you in toothpaste. But no, you lot don't look shocked by that. Is that a thing? Toothpaste? I said, for starters, it's got a certain deep heat quality to it. You're going to cover me in a toiletry, at least make it IMAC and save me a job later. He'd even brought his own toothpaste with him. Yeah, and it wasn't the cheap stuff either. It was Oral-B. Which, incidentally, is also what I graded him on my spreadsheet.
Thank you very much. Points there for Angela. Come on back. Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Darren, which category would you like?
I'll take home news.
Delightful. The category is home news. The answer is mild, severe and Armageddon. What is the question?
Is it, what were the speed settings on Ant McPartland's car?
What does Roseanne divide her tweets into?
Is it the name of Jacob Rees-Mogg's next 3 children?
Is it the nicknames of the North Korean Spice Girls?
Is it how would I name the 3 stages of food poisoning I had on a recent trip to Egypt?
Is it, what are the 3 levels of STDs that'll be contracted on this year's Love Island?
What were the 3 possible outcomes when Meghan Markle was introduced to Prince Philip?
Is it? What 3 options do I give criminals before delivering a good old-fashioned pummeling?
You've got to stop doing this. You really, this vigilante thing has got to end.
Also, you've revealed your secret identity.
So, I don't care. Look at my... Get the camera on me. It's me, criminals. I'm the pummeler.
And you've not even got changed. You've just taken your mask off.
This is what I wear anyway, and then I pull the jumper up over my head.
What are the 3 most frequent entries in Elvis's poo diary? No? Okay, maybe...
I really like that. Is it name 3 words that get progressively harder to spell?
What are the disappointment levels for England's upcoming World Cup games?
You know what it actually is?
What are the 3 possible outcomes of Britain leaving Europe without a deal, with no deal?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Hugh. Very good. Specifically, the questions like verse, what possible scenarios have been drawn up in the event of a no-deal Brexit, according to a leaked civil service report? The report claimed that supplies of medicine, food and fuel could be at risk within just a few weeks if Britain walked away from the EU without a deal. Where would be worst affected?
Cornwall and Scotland.
Cornwall and Scotland were specifically mentioned. It seemed really harsh to pick on Cornwall, but yes, Cornwall and Scotland are the ones where stuff will run out first.
Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, there may be more to it that, like, but the idea is that in a week's time, Scottish people will be walking around supermarkets going, there's no food, and people going, you could try the vegetables. There's no food.
Mild, severe and Armageddon is just going to worry people, and people don't understand that. You need to put it in a way that British people understand it. Do all the Brexit outcomes with numbers of chilies next to them.
That is the code we get, yeah.
Then people will actually be happier with the worse option, because you put 3 chili. Yeah, give me a 3 chili Brexit, mate. I'm not a pussy.
Because this is a civil servants have done this before, haven't they? And of course, the Brexiteers are really.
Yes, of course.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the negative. It's like giving a teenage boy a leaflet on masturbation. You know, they don't want to hear it. They're just going to use it as a tissue.
Depends if it's instructions.
He's got a horrible image of you at 14 going. OK, step 2.
And that is why it's called the pummeler.
You with your jumper over your face going to town on yourself.
Take that, criminals! Take that! How have Brexiteers reacted to the leaked report?
Jacob Rees-Mogg has described it as Project Fear on speed. Now, I don't believe he said that, because I think he would have said Project Fear on laudanum or opium. But then I thought I'd quite like to see Jacob Rees-Mogg on speed, because then maybe he'll speak at the same speed as the rest of us.
You should know, by the way, Rees-Mogg. If you're Irish, Rees-Mogg is just... he does interviews about Ireland, and he clearly knows nothing about Ireland. And you're kind of going... All of Ireland watch these interviews and going... What? How is he... How is nobody asking any questions of this man? He clearly goes up and goes, well, the situation in Ireland with the border is that whole region is run by unicorns and leprechauns anyway. You might as well be saying this. Genuinely...
And that's not true.
Ferocious... No, it's not run by unicorns.
I know that, Dara. I know the unicorns and leprechauns run separate counties.
Do an example that's more far-fetched, and don't do one that we know is kind of basically true. You've just tweaked it a little bit.
This is the thing. We genuinely, at all levels of our society, we're going, what is he talking about, and why is nobody... Because if you're a doctor, right, this genuinely is like watching, as an Irish person, watching discussions about Ireland in the British media at the moment. It's like if you're a doctor who gets angry watching aromatherapists on This Morning and going, why are you letting them away with saying this? He is the Dr. Gillian McKeith of international politics.
If you're a scientist watching a comedian on a science project.
Well, I know you know a lot
Nuclear,
of
and that's a word I know how to use.
Someone told me that today it's 13 years since the first ever episode of What the Week was filmed.
Yes, it is.
That's
Yeah,
true?
that is true.
And that is the biggest burn ever on this show.
I feel like I've been pummeled.
Yeah. What setting do you want, my man?
I don't remember the Leave campaign mentioning these potential results.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing the bus with no medicine, no food, and you have to suck someone off to get a Twix.
Then you would have voted Leave, right?
Yeah.
It's a nightmare for supermarkets. They run out of food. And presumably for Deliveroo, because they'll have to cycle your pizza from Belgium.
But now that we are leaving, and I was a Remainer, there's a bit of me that kind of... bring on the Armageddon. Really. I kind of picture myself in 3 years' time just sat on a porch in a vest with dribbles of bourbon and gravy down it, just with a half-cocked shotgun over one arm, just going, get off my land! I'm just... If you want to do it, let's do it.
I'm just bored of it, aren't you? I'm bored of having to write jokes about it. I'm bored of having to think about it. I feel about Brexit now the same way as I feel about being flashed at by a stranger. I no longer care if it's hard or soft. I just want it to bugger off.
Sounds like someone's met the pummeler.
In other news, who shot themselves in the foot this week?
FBI agent.
An FBI agent, yes?
Yes.
How did he do such a thing?
He did a backflip while he was dancing. His gun fell out and he just shot someone.
Yes.
Yes.
He was at a nightclub and he decided to show his dancing off. And then we've got the video of it here. This is an FBI agent who happens to be out dancing. Somebody posted it here. And the dancing is it's fairly naff dancing. But then he does a flip. You have to watch for the gun, which pops out from the back of his trousers, falls out. He goes to pick it. That's the gun going off. And then the best bit, he puts it back in the arse of his trousers and walks up going, my bad, my bad. Doesn't walk towards the person he shot, just exits stage left. It didn't go off when it hit the ground. It was on the ground. He reached down to pick it up, and that was enough for it to go off.
Because that's the first thing they teach you at the FBI. You pick your gun up by the trigger.
Grab it by the trigger. Squeeze to grab, make it close.
I'll be honest with you, Dara. There's been plenty of times when I've watched white people dance and thought, someone please shoot me.
The gun lobbyists would claim that if the other dancers had all had guns, that would never have happened.
Yes. At the end of that round, the points go to Darren Dorian. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is commercials that never made it to air.
Trouble with your nerves? Don't move to Salisbury.
Special offer, must end soon. Anton Deck, buy 2, get 1.
Southern Rail, on time, every time.
Oh, no, my husband died in the night. He was wearing his favourite kilt and he had this lovely fudge and he passed away and now I've got no husband. Real Scottish widow.
Toast, because you're not allowed to pour melted butter directly into your mouth.
Toblerone. For those friends you remember right at the last second.
Ryman are changing their name in the northeast. They're going to be called Ryman.
Can't decide between LSD and magic mushrooms? Well, read all our reviews of hallucinogenics on TripAdvisor.
Want a blush that lasts all day? Watch 50 Shades of Grey with your nan.
Black and considering dignitas? Why not save your money and come to America? Approach a police officer for more information.
Ever wanted to eat a novelty-sized pencil eraser? Try halloumi.
And now the homemade pizza that's so easy anyone can do it. Pizza piss.
I'm Gaz, this is Lecky, and we're the new hosts of Saturday Night Takeaway.
The new Frosty cereal for people with Tourette syndrome. Their grandma's a bitch.
We're not just making people redundant, we're making M&S people redundant.
Ladies, feel more confident with Tenor Lady. You're in safe hands.
Cars. because sometimes horses are just two men in a costume.
Heavy periods, wombs, other women's things. Right, now the men aren't listening. The revolution starts at dawn.
Hi, I'm Kevin Bacon. Please kill me.
Next week at Asda, we're arresting ourselves for sexual assault.
Okay, next topic is things you wouldn't hear in a medical exam.
So we have successfully removed all of the excessive, unsightly, fatty matter, but I'm afraid all that's left is the wig, Mrs. Trump.
Right, I'm just going to remove my finger from your bottom. Thank you, nurse. Now, would you show the patient it?
And how many units would you say you drink a week? Oh, 4. Tell you what, I'll just write absolute lightweight.
Mr. Rees-Mogg, you must be in for your bellendoscopy.
Now, you may feel a slight itching sensation because I forgot to put my gloves on and I'm absolutely riddled.
Yeah, when you're picking up your prescription, do me a favour, deliver message. Pharmacists stink, doctors rule.
Well, I've done your rectal exam and your tonsil exam, and I have very bad news. I didn't wash my hands in between.
You're constipated. Well, that's because you've only got 3 weeks to live. Only joking, but you're not constipated anymore, are you?
It was a 6-month waiting list because of all the immigrants. Now that they've gone back home, it's an 18-month waiting list. Turns out they were all the staff.
OK, so the deal is, I don't tell your husband it's not his baby, and you don't tell anyone that when you came in here, I was using my stethoscope to listen to my own butt.
I'm afraid you have 2 rather nasty-looking moles on your back, but more worrying than that is the aggressive-looking ferret in your arse.
Doctor, I feel like a pair of curtains. Pull yourself together. What? I clearly got a mental disorder that's so inconsiderate. A classic's a classic. Brilliant for it's the stupidest one so far.
I would shake your hand, Doctor, but I just don't want to drop my stool sample.
Well, we've x-rayed you, madam, and I don't quite know how to say this. You've swallowed a whole baby.
Oh, that's nice. It says here you've got a trophy. Oh, atrophy.
Well, you need 2 prosthetic limbs. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Well, I got a pen and I joined together all the moles on your back and it made a picture of me. And I think we're soulmates. Hold me forever. I love you so much.
Yes. Yes, that is an enormous penis. And much bigger than yours.
At the end of that round, points for the James, Hugh and Angela. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are James Acaster, Hugh Dennis and Angela Barnes. Commiserations to Darren Harriott, Zoe Lyons and Ed Gamble. Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Rhys James, London Hughes and Ed Gamble, Milton Jones, Hugh Dennis and Angela Barnes. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Oh, is this the live-action remake of the Pixar film Up?
Is Trump saying, of all the Kims I've met this week, you're in the top 2 sexiest?
Is Donald Trump saying, I've always been a very big fan of yours, Mr. McIntyre?
Wait. Is it the finalists from the world's worst hair competition meet up?
Is Trump saying, don't look now, but he's got a telephone on his head?
Don't think much of this remake of Rush Hour.
Is this the people who are down to the last 2 to present Saturday Night Takeaway?
Is he having a little fart there? Look, his little back flaps up.
How long have you been working in men's tailoring?
Is that not what that's for?
It's not. I'm not sure that's exactly what it's for, but it's certainly never referred to as. And we've also included a little back flap.
Or is Trump saying, it's good to see the American flag next to the flag for Pret a Manger?
Does anyone have the actual answer?
This is the summit between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump in Singapore.
Absolutely right. Thank you very much. Hugh! Yes. This is a picture of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and US President Donald Trump. This week, the two signed an agreement to move towards the denuclearization of North Korea. How did the summit go, then? Are we writing the first draft of history here? Was it a success, or are we all going, did that just happen? What was that?
It seemed to go well, but you can't really tell. Trump did no preparation, apparently, for it at all. And his excuse for doing that was that he didn't need to, because he said, I rely on my touch, my feel, that's what I do. And that is why 24 women are accusing him of sexual assault.
North Korea said that they would destroy a missile site, but they didn't specify that it would be a North Korean missile site.
We shall denuclearize by using up all our nuclear bombs on South Korea.
A plan which is literally soul destroying.
Yes.
You also don't need to know.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Trump said the past does not have to define our future, which to me proves that he has read Gareth Southgate's England team talk.
How did he arrive, by the way? Did he arrive in a great pomp?
In a big house with balloons attached to them.
Yeah.
And he arrived in a sort of a motorcade, didn't he, with lots of...
He does. He always travels with the motorcade with people running alongside.
Look like they've just push-started it.
Is he going to win a Nobel Prize for this? I'm sorry, just put that. Is he going to win the Nobel Prize for this?
Which one?
Trump, presumably.
He's certainly not going to win it for physics or literature.
His main takeaway from the whole thing at the press conference seems to have been that they've got very nice beaches in North Korea.
Yes.
You see, there's very nice beaches in North Korea. When you see them firing their cannons into the ocean, I've always noticed the beaches. I'm not sure he's quite grasped the gravity of the situation, that he's been watching missile launches and thought, that looks like a lovely place for a dip.
It's like, that's like watching a video of your girlfriend cheating on you and thinking, oh, he's got a nice duvet.
Reece, that is far too specific an example. Yeah. But I will admit that I do have a lovely duvet.
I have to go home now.
In another candidate for Picture of the Week, what is going on here? And it really was a choice of which one to show you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is Merkel setting feminism back by doing the ironing in front of Trump?
Or she's saying, was it you who superglued my hands to this table?
Or is she saying, OK, let's try another one. Stand up if you understand international trade deficit.
It's Trump saying, it doesn't matter what you offer me, me and the Colonel will not tell you the 7 secret herbs and spices.
Or is she saying, well, there's no need to say that. In Germany, double denim is quite fashionable.
Or is that the coffin Theresa May travels in now?
It does. Him going from the G7 to meet Kim Jong-un does feel like him ditching all his old loser mates to hang out with an older boy who smokes fags. I've got a cool friend in the 6th form now. See you later, losers.
You politics nerd.
He's worked out a way of handling people like. And when he told Justin Trudeau that he was weak, what did he say?
Weak and dishonest. He said
you're
he was
weak and dishonest, right? So he kind of insults people, and everybody is kind of pushed back against that, apart from Theresa May.
Can we go back to that picture of Justin Trudeau? Because he's really hot.
OK, there's Justin Trudeau.
He's like the sort of Michael Bublé of politics, isn't he? Isn't that you and your mum both definitely would?
Thing is,
Presumably, Debbie, you'd want some gap or
Oh,
some
not at the
sort of-
same time, Dara.
That would be- Mom! What are you doing, Justin Trudeau, now? You ruin everything!
Stop being rudo with Trudeau!
the thing is, though, I kind of only like Trudeau because his name sounds like when someone from Croydon is trying to convince you that they're not lying.
Could not deliver that joke. I could not land that joke.
You just changed it to Ireland, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
It's Trudeau.
That'd be true enough, though, no?
I love the name Canada. Canada is such a positive name. It's not Canada, it's Canada. Mind you, yeah, man isn't going so well.
And it's all about milk, isn't it? It's milk
yeah.
tariffs.
What do you mean it's about milk?
They put Canada put tariffs on milk, 270%.
Is this what this whole G7 thing is about?
Not the whole, no, not the whole.
Yes, it is.
Are you serious?
That's why they set it up. That's why they set it up.
I thought a G7 was a private plane until today, you lot. You know me tell you.
It's all about milk, London. That's the whole thing.
What is happening? Is it what?
No,
Tell me about the
it
milk.
was one of the things. No, the G7 is about that. But the war on Canada is about milk.
Right.
Because apparently Canada charges America too much for milk, so now America's going to go to war with Canada.
About
And
milk.
what's happening in Singapore is that Trump wants depasteurisation of the Korean.
Look at that.
That is lovely.
So it's everything you need to know about Trump, that he's now friends with a man who is suspected of killing his own family, but starts a fight with a nice man about milk.
It's really peculiar.
He also don't like Theresa May anymore, innit? They're not
Yeah,
that cool.
no,
That's
no.
the thing, when you tell a guy you like them too much, you know what I mean? Like, you go out, you go public with them, like, you hold hands with them, you start telling your friends you're in a special relationship. Next thing you know, he's rating Angela Merkel over you. Like, Merkel's gonna take her man. That's literally what's going on.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
and that's Trudeau.
she looks like she's from a Quentin Blake drawing.
Oh, stop it! She actually does,
One of those lesser-known Roald Dahl.
I don't know her personally. I like anyone. I like most people, but I don't like her because I don't think she's got any black friends. You know, you could tell. So come in. She ain't got no black
What
friends.
would it possibly be about Theresa
She
May?
ain't got no
She has
black friends.
no
I could
black
just tell. The eyes, you could just tell. She got no black friends. And that's why I don't trust her. My skin doesn't take to her.
Okay, hang on. Can I say again? Maybe she really wants some black friends. In their social circles, don't, you know, just doesn't meet many black people.
Don't try and... Is this a... Am I the first black person you guys have met?
No.
Don't make excuses.
I'm just saying,
If you don't have any black friends by choice, you have a problem. If they're your work friend or people you live with, but not friends by choice,
OK, but
you
what
have
if,
a problem.
what if it's not your choice? What if they don't like me? I really feel uncomfortable about my use of the word they.
Yeah.
I can see why you're not liked within that community. Who did Trump, by the way, say he'd like to see at G7 in future?
Black people.
Yes. You are totally woke. Yeah, you are so woke.
Putin.
Sarah, never say woke ever again.
In any context?
No context. Unless you woke up, that's it. Okay?
I was being ironic.
I love the white guilt. It's so
Ireland, we
amazing.
had a very small pool of black people to be friends with. It was like...
You shouldn't keep them in a pool.
Moving on. Why? What I saw on the road the other day, fantastic sight to see, was driving on with the kids with me when 40 naked cyclists cycled past my family. And from a distance, you're kind of going, are they naked? Because there's a big naked cycling thing in London at the weekend. And from a distance, you're going, oh, there's a lot of topless cyclists. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I wonder if, is there a chance? But it was OK, because there's a rollerblader, and he made it quite clear.
So you did see me?
May I say, it was like I compliment you, because the rollerblade was clearly going, what of it? I'm going, you're like a Dodgem car that takes its power from the road, because he was sparking. His wanger was long enough that he was actually collecting. It was just like, all right, we get it. You don't care about this cause at all. You just want to rollerblade your massive lad to London for the afternoon.
Tell me, did he have a helmet?
Very nice. At the end of that round, the points going to reach London Red. Now we play a round called 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a trade war. This game involves Reese and Milton, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is relationships. Who wants to come in that? Reese.
It's a pretty exciting time for me at the moment. My girlfriend is currently planning the wedding. Sorry, not girlfriend anymore, is it? I keep doing that. It's not girlfriend. She gets so annoyed. My ex-girlfriend is planning her wedding. It's very hurtful for me to watch, but one of those things. Anyway, got a new girlfriend now, because that's how comedy works. Got a new one, and she's all right, my girlfriend. She's pretty good. She's not perfect. She's got her quirks and her tics, like she pronounces it espresso instead of expression. She's weird. And relationships about compromise, though, aren't they? We all know that. Like, she doesn't want to watch football, and I don't want to die alone, so we don't watch football. That's the yin and the yang. You give and you take. We're trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep it exciting, me and my girlfriend, you know, trying to keep it, you know, lively, try new things all the time. Like, she keeps talking about how she wants to have sex outside of the relationship. I don't know. Constant surprises, me and my girlfriend. She bought me a gift the other day. I went round to the flat. There was this gift. It was a word of the day calendar. Don't know if you've seen these. Pretty cool. Different word every day of the year. That is more than 100 words. Pretty cool. Favourite word for me so far from the calendar? Exponentially. Ah, what a word. Exponentially. Use it all the time now. In fact, I'd say, ever since learning the word exponentially, my use of the word exponentially has increased loads. I use it all the time. Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Reese. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is transport.
So I got here by train. For the whole journey, there was a child opposite screaming. I could even hear him through my wolf mask. But it was a quiet carriage and people were getting annoyed, so in the end, we both stopped howling. Then a stewardess got on the train. She looked at me and said, "Do you mind if I do my makeup on the train?" I said, "Well, it's still going to look like a train, isn't it?" She put her hand out and said, "I'm Amber." I said, "Yes, I think you've overdone the makeup." Anyway, one thing led to another, and, well, I'm going to skip a bit now. I was sitting in traffic the other day, and I got run over.
Thank you very much. Well done. Point again. I get another goal. Come on back. Our next round is called, if this is the answer, what is the question on the board of 6 categories? London, which category would you like?
Well, they're all weird, so I'm going to go with sport, I think.
OK, go with sport. Good time for sport. The answer is about a month. What is the question?
Is it how long it takes my mum to send a standard Word document?
How long would it take Donald Trump to read The Hungry Caterpillar?
What is the name of my screenplay, which is a cross between About a Boy and Calendar Girls?
How long do you wait for the results of Nature's pregnancy test?
How long was the rollerblader's penis?
Is it... How long did it take Prince Philip to realise that Meghan Markle hadn't just been on a lovely holiday?
What is the average waiting time?
How much added time will they put on if Russia are losing?
Is it, if you take a packet of crisps onto an aeroplane and it crashes, how long would it take an air crash investigator to reassemble, needlessly, a whole potato?
How long is too long to phone someone back and say, "Sorry, I don't know what happened there"?
Is it how long do you have to work at Sports Direct before you get a loo break?
or made branch manager.
Yeah, but they can just go in one of those massive mugs.
Is it how long, if you lock an estate agent under the stairs, will it be before they start eating stuff out of the Hoover bag?
How long am I going to be thinking about what Milton just said?
Yeah.
Does anyone have the actual answer?
How long does the World Cup last?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Thank you
there
very
we
much.
go.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
We've got World Cup.
You got to revise. Yes, the question was how long will this year's FIFA World Cup tournament in Russia go on for? So, we excited?
Yeah, wicked. I can't wait for Love Island.
I always get so excited, and then I realise that I'm essentially cheering on 11 people who would have bullied me at school.
I'm only excited because I know where every guy I'm sleeping with is at one point.
How are Russian volunteers preparing for this tournament?
They're being taught to smile,
yes,
find England fans and say, "Would you like a free meal at Ziz's?"
I don't know why they're getting so ready for the English people coming over. The English fans are going to have no respect for Russia or Russian history. You ask them what the Kremlin is, most of them will say, "Don't get it wet or feed it after midnight."
What are we going to do? What are we going to do now it's in Russia? Because our excuse is gone. Every year, our excuse is we come back and we go, "It was too hot." Every year, right? The football team, we're rubbish, we get knocked out of the group stage. Well, it was too hot there, it was too hot in Brazil, it was too hot in Korea, and it was too hot in South Africa. Now we're in Russia, where it's a climate we're used to. We're going to have to come back and go, "It was too killy." And the look in their eyes was too murderous, and we were too poisoned. We just have to accept that we're not good enough at football. It doesn't matter that we invented it. We should just sit back now and watch other people do it. James Dyson is not doing his own hoovering, OK? focus on something we are good at that we can do, which is rowing quite quickly down the River Thames, which we only look good at because we're doing it against other fucking English people. We should give up.
Did you get England in the sweepstake? Is that what happened?
Also, all the England fans take their tops off straight away. It's going to be the biggest case of nipple frostbite the world's ever seen.
All of them top off, and in the middle of one rollerblader just going through. A huge England flag. In other news, what could soon be disappearing from British high streets?
This is most shops.
Yes. Yes, very bad news during the week for two major chains, which were there.
Maplins.
Yeah.
Maplins is gone, which is where are passive-aggressive, patronising men going to go now? They can't all work at Quick Fit. Where am I going to go when I need to buy a rotating disco light?
Or a drone.
Or a drone.
Where will my drone needs going to be met?
How did their business model not work? I don't know.
It's Pound World.
Yes.
Are in trouble.
Yes.
They're £17 million in debt, which means they now need to sell.
Pound World is such a weird shop. Like, it's got all stuff in it that you recognise, but it's all from brands that you don't associate. Like, I bought batteries made by Snickers. I'm in there, I'm like, yeah, I like crisp, but not leg flavour.
And their big problem was they just didn't see the 99p shop coming. And that was it.
They did it to themselves as well. HMV was selling iTunes vouchers. What is going on? Places like Banks also offered you a free balaclava and a gun as you walked in.
I felt bad. Towards the end of the HMV shops, I was using their Wi-Fi to go on Amazon to buy things cheaper.
They sell pregnancy tests in Pound World.
Wow. How accurate is a £1 pregnancy test? It feels like...
Not as accurate as I wanted it to be, Dara.
Yeah, but do you want to spend more than £1 on something you're just going to piss on?
Toys R Us is gone.
Toys R Us is gone. I'm glad. I'm glad. Toys R Us is called Toys R Us because they sell toys. And they have a spin-off shop called Babies R Us.
That seems dark.
And also there's Belarus. Like Toys R Us for bells.
Yeah.
Jamie's Italian's gone. That was never going to work, was it? One Google shows he isn't.
They've opened the Amazon Go supermarket. They have. And you just there's just one. There's going to be loads.
And you just walk in and...
You just walk in, you
Like
swipe a little
Argos.
barcode thing, and then you just there's like you just put stuff in your bag directly, and you walk out and it charges you automatically. And people are saying it's like something out of Black Mirror. Like, oh yeah, that Black Mirror episode about Tesco becoming more convenient. That was a good one. People love that. That is the nation's new favourite pastime, saying stuff's like stuff out of Black Mirror all the time. Oh, it's like something out of Black Mirror. Is it, or is it wireless headphones? Chill out. But it's amazing because no one works there in the Amazon supermarket. That's what's amazing about it. Right? There's no checkout staff. Human beings are becoming completely obsolete, and just as women, we're getting equality. Gutted.
Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear at the World Cup.
And here comes the Irish team.
Cold. Sorry, that is... Wow. You're getting buzzed to fuck for the rest of it. Okay. Sorry, Hugh. You'd like to go in
all
there?
right.
Yeah,
It's okay.
absolutely.
That's
Hugh.
fine.
Here with the first answer is Hugh.
And here come the Irish team.
Hello, I'm really sorry we didn't get in this year.
And up in the stand, the Uruguayan women with their chant, Uruguay, and I'm a girl.
And Portugal have beaten Spain, and Saudi Arabia have beaten a woman for wearing shorts.
Jamie Vardy managed 4 shots in the first half, 3 sambucas and a Skittles vodka.
And that is a great shot from the Russian, but unfortunately the journalist has survived.
So it's Panama's first time at the tournament, but they have been doing FIFA's accounts.
And Sterling has taken a dive. That's it for financial news. Back to the football.
Well, it's official. England are out. And we can go back to identifying people with flags in their windows as racist.
Well, let's have a look at the Swedish bench. £12.99 from IKEA.
Oh, and that is a huge tackle. That has got to make it more difficult to rollerblade.
Brilliant goalkeeper, David De Gea. Midfield maestro, Mesut Ozil. Fast forward.
And he's nipped round the back and banged in an absolute screamer. This really is the best leaked sex tape in the history of football.
Well, we didn't think it was possible, but somehow Gareth Southgate has managed it. England eliminated before the group stage.
Well, at 2-1 down, Iran had to do something, so they've brought on their secret weapon, a 14-megaton intercontinental ballistic missile.
If you've just tuned in to England versus Germany, what are you doing, mate? Love Island is on.
Well, it looks like semis for Croatia. I wish they had worn bigger shorts.
That's a shocking miss from Jesus. They are going to absolutely crucify him for that.
Next topic is things you wouldn't hear in a charity appeal.
British Red Cross. Just 3 adjectives to describe the average UKIP voter.
Stuck in a chair, barely able to move. Please help us get Dara walking again.
Peter Andre will be with us later. He's got a new single, and if our donations don't double, we'll let him perform it.
For just 50p, Dara O'Brien will toss you off in comic hand relief.
50p?
50p is no way I'm paying that.
God, give me a quid at least. I'm classy. Kiss him and everything.
Shoplifters Anonymous, helping people to help themselves.
If you're starting a family, why not consider adoption? But hurry up, otherwise it'll only be the ugly ones left.
With your money, I'm going to start a human organ delivery service called Liveroo.
Every day, these people walk up to 15 steps to get water. With your money, we can employ waiters at Nando's.
At the National Trust, for just £70 a year, you can have unlimited access to national treasures, like the gardens of Stour Head or the sumptuous interior of Judi Dench.
The thing with a disease like HIV is that many people are just ignorant. Most people don't even realise that HIV is just Roman for high five.
Robin needs clean, cold water and something nutritious to eat, because last night he got shit-faced.
These people are disease-ridden. They haven't had a shower for weeks. Donate now. Save a life in Magaluf.
This is the People's Dispensary for sick animals. This tiger has 3 dicks. How sick is that?
Give a man a duck and he'll feed himself for a week. Teach a man to duck and he'll avoid low-flying objects.
With your money last year, we took this homeless man and completely transformed him into a homeless woman.
And now on Comic Relief, it's time for some harrowing footage as the cast of Birds of a Feather sing the hits from Greece.
Between you and me, those rescue cats can't even swim, let alone rescue anyone.
The Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, the only charity looking after the needs of Cockney women.
For just the price of a cup of coffee, we can get little Nagubu a cup of coffee.
Pale, sad, and hungry. We're raising money for the Irish football team.
OK, game up and before it's go to Milton, Hugh and Angela. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Reece James, Donald Hughes and Ed Gamble. Commiserations to Milton Jones, Hugh Dennis and Angela Barnes.